morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having an okay Thursday morning so far. I'm happy to see you on your mat. Like always, we'll just give people like 1 or 2 minutes to just roll into the room, get themselves ready for practice this morning. Hi, everybody just coming in. Okay. All right, so we'll just wait maybe another minute or so. You're welcome to find your Shavasana, and I will meet you there. Hi, Mom. Okay, I'm gonna head on into, oh, hi, Liv. I'm gonna head into my Shavasana now as well. So we have a nice modo yoga class together this morning. As always, you drink when you're thirsty, you rest when you're tired, modify postures if you need to. We start in our first posture, Shavasana. You begin to notice your breath. Let it move in and out of your nose. Big, deep inhale to feel your belly rise. Long exhale, belly falls. Just kind of let go of everything happening outside of your mat. Let yourself be right here, just you and your breath for this entire practice. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles, circle your wrists, roll them out one way, and then switch directions, roll them out the other way. Bring your legs close together, reach your arms up over your head. Stretch your body out. So maybe you're just waking up for the day, you want to yawn, or you can sigh or exhale. Just feel that nice long stretch in the body. Relax back down to your mat, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, pull your knees in tight. You can connect to a little bit of movement if that sounds good this morning. Rock side to side, circle your knees. Reach your right arm up over your head. Roll on over to your right side. Push your left hand into the floor. Bring yourself up to stand, right up towards the top of your mat, and we find our mountain pose. You let your toes touch, your heels are slightly apart, shoulders slide down your back, palms open up. So really active legs, push your feet into the floor, core is strong, arms are engaged. Mountain. Hands come to heart center. Nice big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Interlace your fingers and reach your hands down towards the floor. Inhale, arms reach forward, and your gaze will follow your knuckles. Exhale audibly through your mouth. Palms touch, hands slide down, fingers interlace. You reach to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Let's do 2 more. Last one, filling up as much as you can, take in all that air, and then let it go. Hands come onto your hips, weight over into your left foot, right knee bends, and you open it up to the side. Place the sole of your foot on your inner ankle, to your calf, maybe all the way up to your inner thigh. And once you have found some balance, you can now bring your hands to heart center. This is your tree pose. You start right away by challenging the balance. And your best tool to help with that is your gaze. So find somewhere you can focus. Find somewhere still you can rest your eyes. Feel that stillness move right into your body. You grow tall as you breathe in. And feel grounded as you breathe out. Bring your hands to your hips, knee forward, and foot down to the mat. Weight over into your right foot now, left knee bends, open it up, and find somewhere to rest your left foot on this side. It can be the same, it can be different. And again, when you are ready, when you found that balance, hands meet at heart center. There's gentle pressure between your palms. So your arms are active, your shoulders draw together on your back. Your foot pushes into your leg back into your foot. So activate through this posture. Find some engagement in your core as well. Connect to the lift of your breath in, the rooting of your breath out. Draw your knee forward, hands to hips, foot down, arms down alongside you. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. Exhale to interlace your fingers and release through your index fingers so they point up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, curve over to the right side for your crescent moon. A nice gentle curve through your body. You should feel a stretch along the left side. You can keep your feet side by side, but if that's hard on your low back, you can always just bring a little bit of space between them. Your breath goes deep into the left side of your body. Fill up. Rise back up to center. Take an inhale, reset your shoulders. Exhale, float over the other way. Bring that stretch to the right side now. Let your hands reach over to the left and feel your hips sway to the right. That's where you bring the curve into your body. And you can move with your breath, that gentle lift as you breathe in. Move further over as you breathe out. Rise back up to center, arms down alongside you. Bring your feet to about hip distance apart if you're not already there. Arms reach out in front of you, shoulder height, and you plug your shoulders into your back. Bend your knees, reach your bum back, sit down low. Powerful pose. So you just have to find a spot in this posture where you feel like your legs are working. Maybe that means sitting down really low for you. Maybe that's just a gentle bend in the knees. Your weight is back into your heels, so toes are just light on the mat. Arms are active. You feel the lift through your chest. 2 more breaths. Last one. Awesome. Now you rise all the way up onto the tips of your toes. So you lift your heels off the mat as high as you can get them. Awkward pose. Stay with your straight legs or now start to bend your knees a little bit. You challenge your balance even further. You move with control. You're sliding down a wall behind you. Eyes all the way back up, feet down, arms down alongside you. Bring your feet a little bit closer together once again. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, right arm comes underneath your left. You twist tie your arms up, grab for opposite wrists, or you can take hold of opposite shoulders. Bend your knees, right leg comes up, crosses over top of your left thigh. Eagle. You squeeze your legs together, no space between your thighs. And that can mean your foot will wrap around your standing leg, your toes can hover, or you can rest your toes down on the mat. Your elbows lift up nice and high, right up in line with your shoulders. Shoulders stack over top of your hips, super tall through your upper body. Last breath. And release. Right foot comes down, arms sweep up overhead. Left arm draws underneath your right arm this time. Twist tie up over here. Bend your knees, left leg up over top of your right. You settle into this side. Find that squeeze of your legs once again. And can you square your hips up a little bit? So pull that left hip back. Push your right hip forward. See how that feels. Your left arm pushes up into your right arm pushes back down. Active through your upper body for 2 more breaths. And release. Left foot down to the mat. Arms reach up overhead. Palms touch, hands down to heart center. You zip your legs up nice and tight. So bring your ankles to touch, your knees to touch, squeeze everything together. Sit down into the strength of your legs, bum back, head forward. Inhale, you're nice and long through your spine. Exhale, twist right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Or you can bring forearm across thighs. Left hand would rest onto your lower back. Prayer twist. You do a little check-in with your knee. So if that right knee is way ahead of your left, can you pull it back in line and feel your right hip pull back to you? Square up through your entire body. Look for length as you breathe in. Twist as you breathe out. One more breath. Come on back to center. Hands reach all the way up to the ceiling. Lengthen out. Hands back down to your heart. Down into the strength of your legs again. Bum back, head forward. Long when you breathe in. Move when you breathe out. Left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Or once again, forearm across thighs. Right hand up onto your low back this time. So you're sitting down into the strength of your legs again. Your bum is down lower than your heart. If you want to take this twist a little further, you apply some pressure of your elbow or your hand into your thigh. Open up. 2 breaths. Awesome job. Come on back to center. Reach your hands up. Lift, lift, lift. Hands release down. Heel of your hands comes to either side of your tailbone. Fingers point to the floor like you're tucking your hands into your back pockets. Push your feet into the mat. Legs are strong. Core is active. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, gaze lifts. Standing back bend. Find that lift of your heart through every inhale. Maybe a squeeze of your elbows on the exhale, creating more space through the chest. Slowly come on back up, hands release down. Now is a really nice time for some water if you'd like to grab a drink, and we'll meet up at the top of our mats. Okay, beautiful. Up at the top of your mat, your feet are about hip distance apart. You bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows to the back of your mat, bend your knees, fold yourself forward, forward fold. You let your arms hang down, your shoulders hang down, your head hangs down. Nice and heavy. See how your hamstrings feel this morning. Okay, runner's lunge. We take a nice long step back with the right foot. You plant your toes down, but your heel stays lifted really high. Your front knee stacks right over top of your front ankle. When that base is set and strong, chest lifts up, arms reach back alongside you. Awesome. In your runner's lunge, you look for a nice long line in your body. From your back heel, right up through the crown of your head. Take your gaze down about 3 feet in front of your mat, so your neck is nice and long. That back heel is lifted super high. You're launching yourself forward, right off the starting blocks, as if you were running a race. Really active in that back leg too. Tons of strength. Hands are released down to the floor, right knee down to the floor, untuck those toes, float your hips back, find the stretch for the back of your left leg. So you can stop your hips from falling whenever you notice sensation, a stretch along the back of your left leg. Keep them high, sink your hips all the way down, whatever works for you. Come on back up into your forward fold. Let's find our runner's lunge on the other side now. Long step back with the left foot, toes down, heel high, front knee over top of front ankle. No rush, but when you're ready, lift the chest, reach the arms back. You can imagine the back of your left knee being pulled up towards the ceiling. So nice and straight and strong through that back leg. Front leg is strong, you're lunging into it. And bring that same awareness to your arms. Activate the triceps and energy through the tips of your fingers. Hands release down to the floor, left knee down, float your hips back. Find that stretch for the back of your right leg now. Maybe this side looks a little different. That's okay. Just listen to what this side needs. If you want to round down, tuck the chin. Maybe flex your toes towards your face. Bring yourself back up into that forward fold, up at the top of your mat. Let's rise together, hands to hips. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, float yourself up the rest. Okay, step back with your right foot about 3 or 4 feet. Right toes point up towards the top right corner of your mat, and your back heel pushes into the floor. Hips are nice and square. Inhale, your arms reach up. Exhale, you gently bend into your front knee. Warrior one. Tons of connection of that back heel to the floor. Super active back leg. And you try to find containment in your core. So pull the belly in. Feel strong through that middle of your body. Then look for lift through your chest, through your arms. Warrior two. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Heel to your back foot. Find a nice long stance. Front toes point forward, back toes point to the side. Lunge into that front leg. Your gaze can rest over top of your front middle finger, or if it feels better on your neck, you can look over to the side. Keep strength through both of your arms, so lift through that back arm too. Shoulders stack right over top of your hips. Feel tall on the inhale, strong on your exhale. Palms flip, thumbs up, left wrist to the inside of your left knee, right arm extends up overhead, triangle pose. Just that gentle tip forward of your hips, so your hand stays right up by your knee, nowhere near the floor. Creating space through the front side of your body, a gentle twist. Rise back up into your warrior two. Lunge again if you've lost it. 2 breaths. Front leg straightens, hands to hips. Heel toe your way back up into your warrior one. So that short stance, angle on the back foot, heel down, arms up, little bend into the front knee when you're ready. Notice your breath on this side. The second time we're in warrior one. How does it feel? Hands to your hips, pivot onto your right toes, step on up to the top of your mat. Warrior series on the left side now. Take that step back with your left foot. About 3 or 4 feet, push that back heel down, left toes to the top left corner. Breathe in to reach the arms up. You breathe out to bend into your front knee. Got lots of connection of that back heel to the floor again, just like we talked about on the first side. But can you bring some awareness to your front foot now? Feel how all 4 corners have rooted you to the mat. Feel that lift up. Warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back, heel toe your back foot. Find that long stance once again. Get into your lunge. The pinky toe side of your back foot pushes into the floor. That helps bring activity to that back leg. So we talked about having strength in both of the arms, but now make sure you have strength in both of your legs. Palms flip, thumbs up, right wrist inside of right knee, left arm extends up overhead, triangle pose on the other side. Your gaze can stay on the floor, your gaze can lift to the ceiling if that feels okay. You might like to stay right here. This is enough of a twist, but if you want to go further, you push your forearm into your thigh, left shoulder will slide down your back. Beautiful work. Come on back up into that warrior two. Find your lunge again. Last 2 breaths. You got this. Amazing. Front leg straightens, hands to hips, heel toe your way up into that warrior one for the last time of this practice. You settle yourself in when you're ready. You know where you're going. One more breath. Hands to your hips, pivot onto your left toes. Come on up to the top of your mat. Bend your knees, fold yourself forward. Nice, passive forward fold again. Head hangs down, shoulders hang down, arms are nice and heavy. You can come on into ragdoll. Reach for opposite elbows, and maybe you want to sway from side to side. You move with that whole upper body, not just your arms. You can stay right here in that passive posture, or you can come on into an active version. You take your index and middle finger, wrap them around your big toes from the inside, and your palms will face each other. Inhale, hips reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, you pull your chest closer to your thighs. Inhale, you find length. Exhale, you fold. Let your elbows move to the sides. You're pulling your body forward. It's active. Let go of whatever you're holding on to. And slowly bring yourself up to stand. Hands can come to hips again. Hands can walk up the front of your thighs, whatever works for you. Let's just pause in mountain for a moment. One big breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Now is another great time for some water. I'm going to grab some and we'll meet towards the back, middle of our mat. Okay. Your hands come to your hips. You step forward with your left foot and let your right toes just gently rest down onto the mat behind you. You bring lots of strength into that back right leg. Every single muscle is active. Now your arms can reach back. You can keep your toe down on the floor or you might start to feel a lift in your back leg. And as your leg lifts, your chest will float forward for toppling tree. You keep a nice little bend in that standing knee to work into strength there. And that lifted leg is super strong too, so you can point your toes or you can flex your foot to help with that. Foot comes down, chest lifts, and let's reach the arms up into the air. Right foot forward, left toes just gently rest back behind you. Same setup on this side, find that strong left leg. Arms back when you're ready. And then move with your breath. Maybe this side, your toe stays down on the floor. Maybe this side, your leg lifts higher. You try and keep in mind that really long line from your heel to the crown of your head, like you had in your runner's lunge. Foot comes down, chest lifts, arms reach up. Excuse me. We'll keep the left arm lifted. Right arm will drop down alongside you and you open your arm up so your thumb points to the back of the room. You'll pick up your right foot from the inside. Dancer's pose. We start with our knees side by side. You find your balance here. Now you can move. Inhale, you grow tall. Exhale, you kick your foot into your hand. You're looking to create a back bend. So you find that lift every inhale, that kick on the exhale. Maybe your foot moves, maybe it doesn't, but feel strong in that back leg. Find your edge. 3, 2, and 1. Softly let that go, foot to the floor, arm down. Right arm lifts up, left arm opens, pick up your left foot from the inside. Find your balance once again, knees side by side. And then you choose to play, you choose to move. Tall on the inhale. Strong on the exhale. Kick for 3, 2, and 1. Softly let that go, release down. Take a breath in mountain pose if you need to. Grab some water and then turn to lie on your back for middle shavasana. have found your way onto your back again. You feel the standing series leave your muscles. And you come back to your deep belly breaths. You are more than welcome to stay here in Shavasana. If this is what your body needs, stay here. Enjoy it. If you're ready for more movement, you bring your legs together, keeping them long on the floor. Right leg will bend in towards your chest, and you take hold of your shin or onto the back of your thigh. Wind relieving pose. And create this nice squeeze in along the right side of your upper body. You use some gentle strength in your arms to pull your right leg in tighter. You feel space as you breathe in. You squeeze as you breathe out. Release your grip. Take your right leg long. Left leg will bend in now. Take hold of shin or back of thigh on the side. A nice compression along the left now. And find that little bit of a flow, a little bit of movement with the breath. The space your inhale creates. The squeeze you feel on your exhale. Bring your right leg in to meet your left, double wind relieving pose. Your knees can be really tight together, your knees can be super wide apart. Anywhere in between those two, option that feels good for you. Just pull your legs in. Try and keep your tailbone down on the mat. Long spine, one more breath. And release. Soles of your feet come onto the floor. Right foot comes up and crosses over top of your left thigh. Your right toes flex back towards your right knee to help protect your knee joint as we move into thread the needle. You can start this posture, take your right hand, push your thigh back. If you find a stretch by doing this, you stay right here. But if you need more, right arm reaches through the space you created and you take hold of the back of your left thigh. And thread the needle. We look to find a stretch for the right hip, the right glutes. Be down into your hamstring a little bit too. You try and stay relaxed in the upper body, so your head is down, your shoulders are down. You let the focus of this posture be that stretch you feel on the right side. Let's do 2 more breaths. Release your grip, uncross your ankle, right foot onto the floor, and your left foot will come up and cross over top of your right thigh. Find that flex back of the left leg, and you see what shape will work on this side. Start by pushing back the left thigh, stay if you need to, go further if you need to. Left arm through, grab hold of the back of your right thigh. Your breath is going all the way down to your left hip. If your right knee is really close to the middle of your body, You can see what it feels like to move your right knee out towards your shoulder. See how that changes the stretch. 2 breaths. Release your grip, uncross your ankle, and now you bring both of your feet to hover. Your shins are parallel to the floor, your knees are right over top of your hips. So if your knees fall in towards your belly button, move them back. Hands come onto the front of your thighs. Push your hands into your thighs, and your thighs push right back into your hands. We start to create some core work. The harder you push your hands into your thighs back into your hands, the more challenging this becomes. So it's really up to you, just like every posture, where you want to take it. Push really hard if you have that in you this morning. Maybe pull back a little bit if that's what you need. And you breathe the whole time, fueling your body. You might even like to lift your head and shoulders for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Softly let that go. You can give yourself a nice little hug, knees to chest, or you can find your constructive rest pose, feet about as wide as your mat, and knees fall into touch. You just take a couple breaths. Bring the soles of your feet back to your mat. Your feet come right underneath your knees, and then your heels tuck in really tight to your bum. Your arms reach back alongside your body, maybe even feel your heels with the tips of your fingers. Push your feet into the floor so your hips start to lift up, and then you walk your hands, arms, and shoulders underneath your body. Interlace your fingers under your bum, or just push your hands into the mat. Your feet stay planted down. You now engage your legs and your glutes, and you lift your hips up higher. Bridge pose. Beautiful stretch and space along the front side of your body, but tons of activity in your legs. Imagine that there's a block between your thighs. Squeeze that block. Maybe you feel your hips lift higher. One more breath. Slowly bring it down, one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone down last if you can. Pause. Reach your left arm up over your head. Roll on over to your left side, and let's just take a breath or two side lying. Your back is off the mat. You can fill it with breath now. Continue rolling right on over to your stomach now. The tops of your feet rest down on the floor. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, elbows off the mat. And forehead or chin rest down too. Push the tops of your feet into the floor. Engage your legs. You can feel your knees lift off the mat a little bit. And without any pressure in your hands, you start to lift your chest off the floor. This is your baby cobra. You have grounded yourself down with your feet. No weight into your hands. Lift the chest with your strong back muscles. Your gaze is down towards the floor. Maybe you bring your hands to hover. Test yourself. And slowly release. Arms come back alongside you. Interlace your fingers over your bum, or just reach your hands towards the back of your mat. Your arms really reach back. You pull your chest up, and now you lift your legs off the floor too for your full locust. From your shoulders down to the tips of your toes. Your body is really active. The more that your arms reach back, the more that your chest will lift, and when your chest lifts up, so do your legs. You hold for 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Arms alongside you. Right ear to the floor. Look on over to the left. You can go back to your
baby cobra. You could do your full locust again, or you can come on into your floor blow. Your head comes back to center, heels kick up close to your bum, and you take hold of your feet or your ankles from the outside. Kick your feet into your hands. Pull your chest up off the floor, and your gaze can lift up now too if you'd like. You create this really beautiful curve through your body by the strength of your legs. So you kick your feet to your hands, lift your chest tall. Let's hold 3, 2, 1. Gently release down, let that go. Feet to the floor, arms alongside you, opposite ear to the mat. Bring yourself into a child's pose. Your knees are about as wide as your mat. Your toes come to touch. Hips sink back, arms reach forward, head down. And you're passive. Nice and heavy for a couple breaths. Start to activate. Hands reach up towards the top of your mat. Elbows come off the floor, shoulders engage, and you pull yourself up into a tabletop. Shoulders over top of your wrists, hips over top of your knees. Tuck your toes, send your hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. And you can bend your knees, you can move your hips around a little bit, whatever feels good to get comfy in this first down dog. We're going to move through our flow now. So if you want to come to your knees and watch the couple different variations I will flow through, you're welcome to. But you can also just flow along with me. Okay. Option 1, inhale, you float forward to a high plank, shoulders over wrists, heels high. Exhale, knees lower, untuck your toes, and your entire body comes down to the floor, one straight line. Inhale, you lift for baby cobra. Exhale, push back through your knees, tuck your toes, down dog. Option 2, inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, knees lower, untuck your toes. This time you stop at a hover. Inhale, chest lifts, arms extend, feet push into the floor, up dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Okay, pick your favorite, we'll flow a few more times. Inhale forward. Exhale lower. Inhale lift. Exhale back. Forward high plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale lift. Exhale back. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. So stay up and down dog if you'd like, or pop right back into that child's pose. Wide-legged, closed-legged, whatever works. And you just calm your body using your breath. Bring your hands by your knees. Push your hands into the floor. Lift yourself up seated. Let's grab some water and then meet up at the top of our mats as we get ready for a sleeping hero. You bring your knees about as wide as your mat and your toes touch underneath you. If you find sitting like this hurts your knees or your ankles, you can always take a pillow or a block and just put it under your bum so you sit onto the pillow or the block instead of your feet. Your hands now fall back behind you, fingertips point forward, hips lift, and then you place them back down about an inch in front of where they were. So you can stay right here. You might be feeling a lovely stretch along the front of your quads, But if you need a little bit more, come on down to your elbows. Maybe you need even more, you go all the way down to the floor. Wherever you are, you just want to find that stretch for the front of your legs. Somewhere you can settle into some ease. You take big, deep breaths right down to your knees. Two more. If you're all the way down, hands reach towards your shins, forearms press to the mat, hands press to the mat. Come on up to seated. Bring your knees closer together now. And stand up onto them. So your hips are now right over top of your knees. And you can tuck your toes or keep your toes untucked and your hands come onto your lower back. You engage your glutes, your quads, your core. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, gaze lifts. This is camel, another back bend. You still focus on that nice lift of your heart. But maybe this time on the exhale, you can round back a little further, perhaps reaching for your heels if your gaze has come towards the back of your mat. Last breath. Slowly come on up, release, sit down onto your heels, hands rest on your thighs, tuck your chin. When you are ready, bring yourself up into downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, it reaches out nice and long behind you. Your knee draws towards your right wrist, and your ankle comes over towards your left. So that knee is way over off to the side. And your left leg extends out nice and long behind your body. You can stay up in proud pigeon, or you can now start to walk your body forward and down to move into a sleeping pigeon. When you move yourself forward into sleeping pigeon, see if you can find somewhere to rest your head. So maybe your head's all the way down on the mat. Maybe you can use your hands. Maybe you have a block or a pillow that you can use as support. This is a nice deep stretch for the right hip. And it can get more intense the longer that you're here. Use your breath to help you stay calm, to help you stay present. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. One more breath. Push your hands into the mat, lift your chest, tuck your toes, come on up into that downward facing dog. Let this go. Pigeon on the other side. The left leg goes nice and long, knee towards left wrist, ankle over towards right. Right leg extends out nice and long behind the body. You find somewhere for your hips to rest in your proud pigeon. And then find your sleeping pigeon when you're ready. Walk forward and then down. You move slowly into your sleeping pigeon, just in case this side feels a little different than the first. And then you stop where you feel the stretch over here. Notice if you are holding tension in your body. that you really don't need to be. So if you're clenching up your jaw, if you are really shrugging your shoulders, let that go. Sink into this just a little bit more. Two more breaths. The end of those 2 breaths, hands push into the mat, chest lifts, right toes tuck. You find your way up into your downward facing dog. Let this side go. Come onto your knees, sit over onto one of your hips and then onto your bum. And move into a modified rabbit. So the soles of your feet rest down on the floor. And you take your hands and just want a really strong grip. So that can just be the front of your shins. That can be hands behind thighs, hold your opposite hands, or that can be crossing your arms to reach for opposite shins. Find that strong grip, whatever it looks like in your body, so you can now start to lean your body back away from your legs. And then you round. Curl yourself into a nice little ball. Tuck your chin. That's really important. And then once you're in this posture, try not to move around. Try not to look around. You can feel this stretch between your shoulder blades. Maybe up a little, maybe down a little. One more breath. Slowly bring yourself up. Lift your chin last. Release the grip of your hands and take your left leg out long, but you can keep your right leg bent in. Sole of your right foot will stay on the inside, or it can come to the outside of your left leg, whatever keeps both of your glutes planted down on the floor. Sit up nice and tall, right hand behind you, a little kickstand, support your spine. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Arm wraps around your knee, or you can press your forearm into your thigh for a seated spinal twist. Tall when you breathe in, twist when you breathe out. Bring yourself back to center. Take your right leg out long, bend your left leg in. Sole of your left foot inside or outside the right leg. Find that tall spine again. Your left arm supports you this time. Inhale. Exhale. Find your twist. Long breath in. Twist, breath out. Bring yourself back to center. Release this side. And bring the soles of your feet to touch, and your knees will follow to the sides of the room. We'll move into a passive cobbler's pose right away. So you just let your upper body fall forward over your legs. You can round the spine, tuck the chin. Let your arms hang down, no grip through your hands. You find a nice stretch for your inner thighs, the front of your hips, maybe into your low back. And your breath goes wherever you feel this stretch. Slowly stack one vertebrae on top of the next. Chin up last. Close your legs like a book. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then you find a comfortable seated position where you can have a nice tall spine. On your knees, on a block, seated, whatever you have to find that tall spine. We finish with our Kabbalah breathing, so our breathing shooting that air from the base of your lungs out, pulling in nice fresh air. So you have your loose stomach, you snap it in towards your spine. Looks and sounds like this. So that snap in, that shoot of the air out, inhale pulls in automatically. Okay, let's take a nice big breath in together. And then exhale through your mouth, just let it go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, begin. 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Inhale, arms reach up over your head. Exhale, palms touch, hands to heart center. One more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Close your practice however you would like. Grab a sip of water and turn to lie on your mat. Final Shavasana. You make your way down into that final Shavasana. Take up as much space as you'd like. And get nice and heavy. So you've done all of the hard work. Moved your body, connected with your breath. Now just find this stillness where you can let everything come together. Stay here for as long as you need. You move slowly, mindfully when you are ready to go. But feel no rush to leave your mat if that's available to you. Thank you for spending part of your morning here with me. And I hope that you all have checked out our Modo Yoga online too, so you can keep the yoga going every day, even when we don't have our Instagram lives. And make sure to use that code LDN when you sign in. Have a beautiful Thursday. Hopefully we get to see each other soon. Namaste.